So it's been a while because I have been in a really big reading slump for a couple of reasons, just being like stressed and overwhelmed, and unfortunately turning to television more often than physical reading. I have gotten through many a audiobook in the past couple of months, but the amount of like physical copybooks I have actually read is upsettingly low for the past several months, honestly. So I'm trying to use this time to get back into reading. Also, mainly because the next Fourth Wing book came out, Onyx Storm. I have it. I have started it. And like I said, I've been audiobooking, so I audiobooked the first two in this series to refamiliarize myself with it, because it's been over a year since I read either of them. And I don't know if Fourth Wing, I wouldn't say it's the best book in the world, but boy, is it entertaining. I kind of forgot how much happens in those books. All these scenes were happening, and I was like, oh yeah, that happened and that happened. So I'm really hoping that Onyx Storm is a great book to, help me get back into physically reading books, because there's so much happening, and I hope it will always just like keep my attention going. I read some of it last night, and I read 110 pages, which sounds like a lot, but is upsettingly a small portion of this book. This is how much I read. This is 110 pages, believe it or not. It's like a 570 page book. No, 520 page book, something like that. And I desperately want to know what happens in this book. And I have a lot to get through, so we'll see how that goes. And although I haven't been reading, I have so many books that I want to read, so it's been quite a dilemma. I also have Twilight here because I've never read Twilight. I saw the first film when it came up. I think I was in, God, how old was I? I think like upper elementary school. I don't think I was in middle school yet. I think this came out in 2008, 2009? I don't even think I was 10 yet. Anyways, I have seen the first one. It's been a very long time. I know, honestly, very little about this series. I know like some more major plot points, but outside of book one, I don't really know what happens. I don't really know what the conflict is or anything like that. So I'm hoping I will be entertained and I can finally, get in on the Twilight hype. I did read like the first 6 pages of this book, but I put it down because this came out. So we'll see how it goes. I want to see how consistently I read and how much I read per day. So sometimes this book is hard because we get Violet's monologue, and but I'm a bit of a Violet apologist after the last book, because listen, I'd probably act just like her, but like something suspicious just happened, and her monologue is like, that was weird, huh? Literally, it says like the weird thing that happened, and then just period. What do you mean, huh? You should be so much more concerned than just, huh. Anyways, that's what's going on right now. Suspicious stuff that Violet isn't thinking enough into. I fear, at least. I fear she's not taking it into account enough, but I'll keep going. Whatever you say, Violet. I didn't make great progress. I'm on page 161, so I read 50 pages. Not super far into it though, but I keep on seeing stuff on Instagram, and I try to go through it so quickly, so I haven't seen any spoilers, except I know that one character will live. Because I saw something about like, oh, please don't kill so-and-so in book 4. So I know they're alive, which is okay with me. And it also eased some of my nerves because it was a character I thought could be bad. So now I don't think they're bad. And I don't have to worry about that while I keep reading. So it's okay. But I want to finish this so I don't have to worry about spoilers. And I'm enjoying it. I will say I stopped. There's obviously going to be a part of this book that is like significant. There's like a mission they have. There's something they're going to be doing. And I think it's coming up soon. And I'm not too interested in that based on the characters that we'll have doing this thing. So I think that's why I've also been a little reluctant, because I don't care about most of the characters that will be doing this thing. But it's time to power through. It's time. Because I want to know. I just want to know. I want to be like in on it. And I like this book. So like, why am I having a hard time? I don't know. But we'll see how much more I get done tonight. I have a little wine. We'll see. Guys, I've read a lot. Look at this. This is the red part. Little victories for today. Today, I have read over 100 pages in one sitting, which it's been a little while since that happened. Even in reading this book so far, this is the first day I've read over 100 pages. I was on page 240 and I'm on page 375 now. Progress. Goodreads says I'm like 71% through. 71%. Sorry, my phone's really dirty. But I'm doing well. And hopefully I get into a consistent rhythm of reading. I've been doing good so far. I've been reading every night for like the past 3-4 nights, whatever it's been. And then I have Twilight, and I want to get the new Sarah Adams book. I forget the name of this series it's part of, but it's When in Rome, Practice Makes Perfect, and the new one is Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I think it's or Steal, not and. Anyways, that's on my radar too. I need to actually own it though. I don't yet, but I want to. And I think it would be great for this because I already know the world and I know kind of the main character. She's not a major character in the other books or anything, but she's mentioned. So my interest is already peaked. I have been grinding today. I only have about 50 pages left. A lot has happened. A lot that I did not see coming, did not expect. I need to know what happens. I need to know how this ends. And I'm almost there. I just wanted to give a little update. That's where we're at. I've read like 75 pages. Let's finish this bad boy. I finished it. I finished the whole dang thing today. Did that last 150 pages. A lot happened. There was a lot going on in this book. There wasn't a lot of downtime, which was why I thought this would also be a good book to kind of like get myself back into the groove of reading. Because I already know the characters, I already know the world. I've prepped for this new release, re-audiobooking the first two, and I knew just a whole lot of stuff is gonna happen because I wouldn't say Fourth Wing is like the best series in the world, but my goodness, is it entertaining. There's always something going on. I did have some frustrations in this book because Violet is supposed to be like really smart. That's like one of her things. She is smart, she is cunning. And there was a lot of suspicious stuff that happened in this book, and she's just like, huh, weird, which I already touched on before, but it happened a decent amount. And I don't know, I just expected her to question more things, but it's like something I can live with. It wasn't horrible, but I just like rolled my eyes a couple of times. This is a great guilty pleasure series, very entertaining, and I think it's done its job because now I kind of want to sit down and start Twilight. Again, I never read these books. I saw the first movie. I think I saw part of the second movie at like a slumber party in middle school or like 5th grade, whatever it was. So I don't really know what this is about. I don't really remember too much from the first film, just like very general, random stuff. Like I could not tell you everything that happens in this book. I remember an almost car accident and a scene in the woods. So I'm gonna try my hand at this, and I think I'm going to order Beg, Borrow, or Steal. Or Beg, Borrow, and Steal. I can't remember. So this went pretty well. Once I did sit down and read it, I was pretty good at being consistent with it. So let's see if that translates past this book. Hopefully this is not like the exception. Hopefully I can continue to stay out of my reading slump. You guys may be happy to know that I am going strong. Last night after finishing Fourth Wing, I read 70 pages of Twilight, and I was really getting into it, but it was very late at that point, so I had to go to bed. And I read another 100 pages this morning, so I'm on a good roll. I am enjoying myself, even though parts of this novel are not the most mature. It is very much a more adolescent book, but I am along for the ride. It doesn't really bother me because I knew a lot of it going into this. I'm enjoying it though. I'm just having fun. It's like a very, very easy read. And I'm realizing a lot because I thought I knew things about this book, but I didn't realize how early on certain things happen, certain knowledge comes to light. I don't know how far I am, probably like 40% through. That's what I read. So I'm on a good roll, and Beg, Borrow, or Steal is going to be coming in tomorrow. So I don't want to jinx it, but I think this has been a success. I don't have very many updates. Like, not a lot has happened. It's a very much more low-key book, at least where I am now. I do believe things start to pick up more adventurous, I guess. But I'm having a good time. in my new favorite little reading spot, and I finished this. It was an extremely easy read, and things definitely did pick up. Like, I did not remember. I'm starting to question if I've ever even fully seen the first movie. This is like brand new. I mean, it was very mundane for a fantasy book for a lot of it. The ending definitely picked up. I enjoyed my time, and I'm excited to be in the know. You know, this is a big series. It's a well-loved series, a well-talked-about series, and I'm excited to be like in on it. But also, if you are in a reading slump, this would probably be a great book to take you out of it, because it's so easy to read. It's YA. It's very YA. So it's easy to read, and you just fly through it. So I don't really know what to do now, because my other book arrives tomorrow. So we'll see. But I finished this book in like a day, and that's impressive, especially given my most recent track history. So I'm continuing, you know, my good start. It hasn't ended. I'm still going. So we'll see what I choose to do next. I finally got my hands on Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams, and I'm very excited to start this. I think I need a nice, good palette cleanser, and I'm kind of picky with romances, but I have really enjoyed Sarah Adams's series of these books. I forgot what they're called, probably like the Kentucky something or another, can't remember, but the one that has When in Rome, Practice Makes Perfect, and now this last one. So I'm very excited to go into it. I think I'll like it. I like it more than her other books, like the Cheat Sheet and the Rule Book. I didn't like those as much. So I expect to like this, and I think it will be just a nice, good palette cleanser romance, which are kind of hard for me to find, I won't lie. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I will do so today. I don't know how quickly I'll get through it. Hopefully I can keep up the role I'm on. We'll see. This will be testing it. The other two books were fantasy. This is not fantasy. It should be just as easy to consume, though. It's not like I'm reading literary fiction. But all that to say, I finally got it, and this is our next and final stop of this trying to get out of a reading slump video. So we'll see. Our final test for now. We're here. We've made it. I've done it. I finished Beg, Borrow, or Steal, finally. It took me a bit longer to go through this, and it didn't at the same time. I'll explain. So I've been very, very busy. This is a very busy time for me. I am doing a whole lot of studying, and I will be for the whole month. So I started this, and I read like 20, 30 pages, and then I put it down, and I pick it up for like 2 days or something, and then I picked it up last night, and I was reading here for a little bit, and then it was getting really late, so I went to bed and read a little bit more, and then I actually just finished the whole thing. So I was definitely enjoying it. I thought it was cute and sweet, and when I was reading it, I was like, oh, I bet this is gonna be what happens here, and it didn't go the way I thought it would, which is good. Like, there were some obvious ways that things could have gone, and it didn't quite go the way I thought it would, which was nice. I liked their story. I thought it was cute. I liked it. I really, really enjoy this world that Sarah Adams has created. I am happy that there was an additional sibling that I had just absolutely completely forgotten about, so there will be another book. So I have more to look forward to. This was not the ending I thought it was going to be. So I'm excited about that. I really liked the character of Emily. I thought their fighting was so funny. Emily is like a very good kind of prickly character, and I liked seeing how she dealt with that and how other people's perception of her affected her. I don't know if any of that is making sense, but I really liked it. A lot of the time, like, female main characters are either just like very super uber sweet, or they're like very tough. And Emily is very tough, but in a different way, I feel like, than what you see in other stories. And Jack was nice. Jack was good. He wasn't a bad character. He was funny. They really were rivals. I will say, you find out like very early on. I remember reading this and I was like, oh my god, I bet he's been in love with her from like the very first day. And it's like, not quite. So I liked that too. It wasn't as typical as I quite thought it was going to be. And I liked it. I just did. I don't have anything bad to say about it. It was a 4-star for me. It was like the perfect like little cutesy romance. So although I was like a little bit out of my groove, I did finish it very quickly, which I think is good for the purpose of this video. I am getting through these books once I do pick them up. I do have a lot of outside factors affecting how much time I have for reading, so taking everything into account, I think I did a pretty good job on these guys. They were very, very easy reads though. Very easy reads. Like Fourth Wing is like, I saw somebody describe it as like a potato chip book, and it is like, the plot is just like crazy. It's like a reality show where you just like have to know what happens next. Like there's just so much going on and you're like, this is tea. That's what the Fourth Wing series is for me. It's like a guilty pleasure reality TV show. Twilight is just YA. It's super easy to read. It is very easy to read. Yeah, I have the others to read though. I'll be reading them on my Kindle. That's probably my next step after doing all this. And then Babe Borrows Steel, also just like a simple palate cleanser romance book. Cannot ask for anything more out of these three, but they got the job done. You know, I've been doing a lot of audiobooks, so I've still been enjoying stories, but not in the way I was a couple of months earlier. So I am very happy to be back reading again. I'm sure I'll be reading more in the next month or so, but I would say the purpose of this video was met. We got the job done. They got the job done. I got the job done. It was a success all around. Firm handshakes.